Thank you very much. Follow your dream. They know the way. You've seen the posts on Facebook, on Instagram, the tweets, the images. Follow your dream. It'll knock down walls. It'll make doors where they've never been before. And we kind of think, well, actually, is that true? Maybe I've been lied to. Maybe it's not enough just to follow a dream. Maybe it's more complex than that. Maybe it's more difficult. Maybe I can follow my dream and still go bankrupt. Things can still go wrong. Because we live in a very precarious world. We live at a very precarious time. Globalization. The massive changes that are happening across the world. We live at a time when actually there's a brand new class being named, not the working class and the middle class, but the precariat class. What does it feel like to be in this precariat class? Well, to be in the precariat is to not have any certainty, to have very short-term contracts, to have to do a lot of work for nothing in order to get work. Does that sound familiar? So if you're a creative, you're likely to be in this precariat class, but you know what? This isn't a modern phenomenon. It's ever been thus. Artists, artisans have existed with patronage for millennia. So, we need some philosophy here. And to make life work as part of the creative precariat, we need skills. Okay, what skills did Napoleon Dynamite recommend we have? Nunchuck skills. What else? Bow staff skills, yeah. Actually, we need skills, but we also need to be a little bit more practical. So we need to, first of all, the first skill is to know what it is to run our lives. What does it cost to actually live? To have a flat, to be able to have transport, to put food on the table, occasionally have a holiday, and maybe when I'm 64, think about retirement. But not just knowing the cost of living, the cost for me to live my life, but the value I can add. There's people in here tonight with degrees, a couple of degrees, maybe even 3 degrees. Yeah. You've got ideas. And if you can begin to understand the cost of running your life, if you can begin to articulate the value that you can add, then you can be confident. Then you can have clarity, and then you can have congruence to begin to interact with this complex world. First thing to do is not develop an elevator speech like this. Have you ever been exposed to one of these elevator speeches where somebody's talking me? So you spend time thinking about yourself, so you get in front of a potential client or collaborator or sponsor, and all you do is talk about yourself. Failure. The first thing we need to do is to listen. To listen deeply, to let go of the anxiety that I have about not getting work or not having enough money, but to genuinely have the confidence that if I really listen and connect, I can empathize with the client or a sponsor, then I can begin to figure a way forward to develop some work. And clients have 2 problems, or come to you with 2 things. Either on the right there, they've got a problem that's costing them money, or on the left, they've got an idea that can make them money. So it's important that we learn the lingo. I remember when first time we went to France, I studied the French phrase book assiduously on the ferry. And when I got to France, I'd polished my accent and I spoke to somebody, and you know what? They answered me in French. I thought I was completely dumbstruck. Of course, because I was ready for a monologue, like a bad sales pitch. It's actually a dialogue. And when we can get into a dialogue, we can have the courage to actually begin to ask for what we want. The other great philosopher, Jagger and Richards, said, you might not always get what you want, but if you ask, sometimes you get what you need. So, I might be in this precariat, but I don't have to be anxious. This precarious position can actually be a place of excitement. A place where I can make a contribution. A place where actually there is a safety net. A place where I'm also connected to a tribe. And this is one of the amazing things about Dundee. There's a brilliant tribe of creative people in this room. It's fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. It's great to be part of a tribe where you can get inspiration, you can collaborate, you can have fun, you can share learning, you can innovate, you can get into dialogue. So another philosopher, Plato said to know yourself. So it's important to know ourselves, what we cost. It's important to know our clients. It's important to know the context so that we can have a dialogue. We can learn the lingo to actually begin to make connections that can actually make work happen. So, we have skills. Not nunchuck skills, not bow making skills, not computer hacking skills, which I'm very surprised that nobody mentioned earlier on. But actually that ability to know the costs, to know the value, to collaborate. So actually, you know what? It's actually not just okay to dream, it's vital to dream. But as well as the dream, I also now have a plan to make that dream happen. I have a plan to actually put it together, to thoughts and actions together. And to be part of an exciting, exhilarating, creative community where I can be encouraged and where I can, when I'm feeling low, I can be built up by others. When they're feeling low, they can be built up. I can learn together. So, how to make life work as part of the creative precariat, being part of that community and having some skills. Thank you.